I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Sparky.
Salty and Chip. I keep turning Sparky off so to let him rest.
Just let him die a natural death. Let him go out to Valhalla like a man. Alright, today we're going to review my favorite band, Korn. Yeah.
But you knew that.
But you knew that. Before that, we're going to do our regular Where in the World is the Village segment. And
This one is definitely outside of the box.
this is Lindsay Motherfucking Schoolcraft from Cradle
That's
of
right.
Motherfucking Filth. Okay? Now, the other thing about Lindsay is that she's an artist in her own right. She's got a record coming out. She just did a full live set, which we will post in the description. The Budweiser thing, she did that with this other artist named Lindsay Sterling, and then of course the Evanescence was the main stage. So Lindsay Schoolcraft is a badass. She's really, really cool. She's rocking a Vin and Sori shirt. Unbelievable. Craziness. And we love you. So, booyah. Okay, so this is Korn. This is Insane off their, I'm pretty sure this is their latest record. Serenity of Suffering. It's a good, I always like good lines like that, the Serenity of Suffering. I agree. Alright, so this is Korn, Insane. Do we have any updates for anyone else?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that another time. Korn, Serenity of Suffering, Insane. Corrales!
Go.
Things keep ending up this way. Another notch is come the
good.
Ah.
That is good.
Yes, Pinky. Ah, I love Korn. I love him. I love him.
That's a good one.
Very
That is a
melodic.
really good. Yes, it was satisfying sound.
Yeah, that's Head, man. He's like the master of that shit.
Yeah.
And then Monkey with that. It doesn't have to be, super duper complex. It's just got to be like funky groove. That's the thing about Korn. Like the it's very easy to find the surf.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The wall.
Yep. I just jumped right onto that one.
In me all up inside, this cancer finds everything.
The music video was interesting.
Yeah, girl was crazy or whatever. The guy that was making her was crazy. Everybody's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it communicated was everybody has that crazy shadow, whatever, part of them.
Yeah, it's this song is insane. The
No
see what I did there. See what I did there. That line, this cancer finds everything I hide.
Wow.
That's a good line.
Yep.
It's a deep line.
Yes,
You look like
it
you
is.
were. I didn't think you were gonna like this song like the way that you were. What was going on with you?
Oh, I just thought the music was well, I kind of had a hard day, and so I, took off, went into the car and put on some music and stuff and had some time of prayer and stuff like that. But I was like, oh, Lord, please let me be able to find something that communicates how I'm feeling. And like, actually this song, I don't know what the lyrics were saying, but the sounds communicated what I was feeling inside. So that was good. I was like, yes, yes. And the prayer has been answered through Korn. Insane. I don't know what that says about me as a person. Well, what are the lyrics about?
I think it's just trying to get out of a certain cyclical behavior,
Okay, that's good. That works.
and he keeps ending up in the same situation.
Yeah, I mean, there's personal growth that I want to attain to, that I've been wanting to attain to, and I can't seem to friggin' make the top of that fucking mountain. And so, yeah, so that's, I keep finding feel like I'm climbing up, and then I find myself at the base again, and I'm like, ugh! But it was weird because, like, we saw, you might think this is a terrible, terrible comparison, but we saw this person that, we knew a while ago, and, like, he was on the side of the road, and he was holding a sign, and I was like, he was unrecognizable at first because the drugs had just wore him down so much. He looked so old, and my heart was just broken about it. And then I just started feeling like a hypocrite, because sometimes, for him, his whole outside was showing what's going on inside of him. But sometimes I feel like, I don't know, I don't know. Here I am feeling sad for him. But we all have issues, you know what I mean? I have issues too. I mean, obviously his could kill him, but I don't know. I can't even explain that properly. But
Yeah, I thought of him too. We were driving up, and it was interesting because we were talking about him 2 seconds before.
I saw someone on the side of the road that looked like a very healthy version of him. Person was on the phone, looked like doing business,
high-powered business.
And then I started talking about him, he could have really done something. And then literally
10 feet away.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8 feet away was this homeless guy standing there with a sign, and I caught the sign because it said smile. I don't know what else it said on it, but I thought, and then I took a second look at the person, and then it was him, and I was like, oh my god, I friggin' cried all the way home, because I'm like, he has a black eye, and it just didn't look good, I hate seeing that, anyway.
But you're right. I mean, the results of his cyclical issues
Right.
are visible externally, so it's
Right.
easy to say.
So we can all fucking drive down the street and see that he's in a bad place. you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're in a bad space too, but it's like I say you as in like, what's the word you use?
The proverbial
The proverbial you. You're in a bad place and it doesn't look like it. So, well, actually, you know what made me think of it was I love spoken words, and I was listening to this spoken word, Clayton, I think, somebody, I don't know, I'm not really good with names. And I was listening to his spoken word. I just happened to click on the first one I came across, and he's a Christian, but he was saying basically like he's done dirt in his life. And then he was saying like, he basically was saying sometimes he just wants to go to church and just like hear the teaching and be a part of the music and just like be there. These are not his exact words, obviously. But he said that whenever he goes, people coming up to him, they want to take a picture, they want his autograph, they want this, they want that, and he's like, I never expected this fame to affect me. This, like, I'm just a regular guy, and if you actually knew who I was, you wouldn't even ask me for my autograph, you know? He's like, sometimes I feel like putting out a list, you know, of all the things that I've done and stuff like that, and I thought, oh my gosh, like, everybody keeps forgetting that people are people. You know what I mean? So then you end up, you know, some people say stuff, you know, online, you know what I mean? Like, I think even the whole thing that happened with the metal elitist, the underground metal elitist, I think that what happened was he was forgetting that we were people and we were just some channel and two people on a channel. And so then he talked shit. And then when he actually met us, then it was different. All of a sudden we became people. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and then everybody now starts talking shit about him.
And now everybody's talking shit about him. Well, he's a person too.
He's a person.
You know, he goes to bed and he wakes up in the morning and he's
Right.
a person. Like, he eats his cereal just like we do.
Right.
Like chill, guys. Ease up on the man. Like, we've patched it up, you know? But I feel like time and time again we forget that each person is an actual person and that they have hard days and they have good days and they, you know, they have things that they struggle with, and we all have places that nobody wants to stay in the bad place that we're in. I think a lot of us want to just get to better places and, you know, help humanity and stuff. But
Yeah, but Jonathan is probably the best at verbalizing internal conflict. Eating me all up inside, this cancer finds everything I hide. Living my life horrified. Nothing will keep this pacified and out my life. Like, that is... If you've ever struggled with... And it's not even addiction, just like patterns of behavior that there's nothing more discouraging than feeling like I beat this thing. Or a mindset, or a pattern of mind. Or yeah, I mean, drugs are easy to talk about, but he's probably talking about women here at some point. And I'll get to that in a second. But it's like, if you've ever like done there and like feeling like, yes, I did it, I made it, and then boom, something hits you and you fall back into that pattern of thought or that behavior or whatever. It's like, there's nothing worse than that. And that's just a crazy visual. This cancer finds everything I hide. It's like, the dark side of you is like you're trying to hide the weakness of your nature from the dark side of yourself, and the dark side of yourself finds it and capitalizes on it and then spreads it inside of your being. And then what the result is, you live your life horrified because it's a horrible, it's a horrifying experience to say, I can't beat this thing.
yeah.
Nothing will keep this pacified and out my life. Like
Yes. And is that like saying and out of my life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's never going to be satisfied with it, and you know, apparently he's got complete access to it. The reason I say it's women is because he talks about another notch is carved away, and then down it says, satisfaction is delayed, its motivation is displayed, flaunting its misogyny.
Yikes.
Right? And so it's he's pulling back, like trying not to indulge.
Trying not to do it. Satisfaction is delayed. And that must suck because he's like, I'm just delaying the inevitable, you know, because he knows he keeps going into it.
Right. Its motivation is displayed, like it's there.
Right.
And then flaunting its misogyny. That's really interesting because if I'm right, and he's talking about, you know, engaging with women it was very interesting because we just dealt with the Megadeth, the Mechanics song. Right?
Yep.
And it's about, you know, cavorting with groupies or whatever. and I was saying, there's no way that these guys were just knocking out all these girls or whatever. And then you look at this song, and it's like he's really conflicted about it.
Yeah.
If I'm right, and so like that's why they're not, they're like there's a battle.
Yeah.
But when you're a guy and you have access to, whatever, it's very difficult. Well, it's an interesting line, flaunting its misogyny.
Yeah. Because what's the it?
Well,
Is it like his desire, like the way that he is, or is it the way that she is dressed? I don't know. Like,
well, she's putting herself on display in order for to get selected to be in his harem, basically.
yeah,
But the act itself is a form of misogyny. It's a form of, self-hate because
Right,
it
so what
denigrates the
she's
value
doing-
of woman. Yeah.
and also his desire
Right.
for just taking her and leaving her is also, so it's a double, you think?
Right. Because
Yeah.
it's funny how I die and then go away. So it's kind of like, but it's interesting. He says funny.
Well, are you saying that the die is like the calm after
Right. And then he's gone.
die? Yeah, and
Yeah.
then he's gone, yeah.
He keeps saying funny. It's like,
Yeah, it's when you say funny, but it's not really haha, it's just,
I used to do that a lot in high school.
what?
I would laugh at stuff.
You still do that. We were just talking about it
I
the other
still
night.
do, but like I would laugh at really like life-threatening shit, and they'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" And I would just, I think it was just, they have this thing called gallows humor, where it's like you're going to the gallows in a week, and they have you in the cell, and it's like they just start making jokes about being killed and all this because it was just too much,
Yeah.
or So I remember it'd be like. We made a mistake. We made a very, very bad mistake one time, and we ended up in a place where we shouldn't have been. I'm trying to be very vague here. We ended up in a place where we shouldn't have been. We didn't have anything on us, and we were. And then here come these guys, and I just, my friends were like panicking. They're like, "What are we gonna do?" And they were like, "All right, we're gonna," they were trying to like get themselves all whatever, and I was just like, "There's nothing we can do in this situation." That we're not. So I was just like, I feel like it now. Just remember just being like, how were we so stupid? And I remember thinking to myself like, I'm gonna die over this stupid. This was the stupidest fucking. How could I be so? And I was just laughing the entire time. I was like, and then sure enough, they showed up and they had their, and it was like they were like this close, and it was like, it's like playing Madden and like. You throw the ball, and then I see Dory's defensive lineman show up, and I'm like, "Fuck, why did I throw that ball?" I'm like, "You're an idiot." It was just one of those things where I was just like, it was a weird, almost like out of body experience. And I was just laughing, and then, but ironically, that like made them uneasy.
Oh, that would have made me uneasy too. I'd have been like, "Why is this guy laughing? Like, what does he what does he have?"
Yeah. So they're like, "Yo, get out of here," and I'm like, "Whatever."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and yeah. But anyway, like laughing is a funny, haha, like a defense mechanism,
Yeah.
like because
Well, yeah.
and
No, I agree with
it's
that.
actually very, very similar because it's like it was just in the face of this hopelessness where you just go, huh? And he's saying funny, it keeps ending up this way, or funny how I die and go away. Like he keeps, and it's interesting that people talk about like insanity is like doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So it's like he keeps cycling into the situation and he wants a different result, but he's not doing anything to change it. So he's insane. Right? Like, and he's saying, does nobody know that I'm insane? Or whatever. Now the thing about Korn is that they never publish official lyrics, so you really can't know what he's saying.
Can you scroll?
When he's saying, it's not I'm insane!
Oh, yeah. When he says,
Does nobody know I'm insane? There it is.
no.
Go ahead, what were we saying?
Well, maybe we're gonna get to it. Beaten down. I wanted to get to beaten down, dominated by its sound, growing deep within my head, softly dying. Its soul is shed, eating me all up inside. Oh, so is that how he's explaining? Oh, okay, that's how he's explaining what's happening as this thing overtakes him yet again.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's a very, very, very good description of people in their inner conflict and the drive toward Augustine. Augustine had the very similar sexual issues because he was a very good looking guy and he had a way with words, and that's usually a very good combination for getting ladies to propagate DNA. And so, but then he came to God, and he, Augustine swung the complete other way. We talked about it earlier, where he went too far, but he, where the famous line where basically like the procreative act is a necessary evil or whatever he said, but he's got this famous line that our hearts are restless until they find their rest in you. And it's like it's like there are people that God just says, okay, have everything. Oh, you want to be a rock star? Cool. Want to be a millionaire? Cool. Want access to a bunch of women? Go for it. And like Korn's been around since what, 94, 95? And it's like but the thing about Jonathan is that he's honest. Like he never lies. That's the thing about him. Lyrically, like he never ever lies. And it's like you would figure, and like he gets a lot of shit for it because people are like, are you still complaining after 20 years? Like people aren't getting it. People are not understanding. It's like it's not about, you don't outgrow the human condition.
Right.
It's like, what do you want the guy to do? Let's outgrow the human condition. Let's, what's he supposed to say? If he feels like. And it's crazy because it's like this whole thing about like, okay, boom, you're fulfilled. And like you try to hide that fulfillment away from the dark side of yourself. But then it comes in and finds it and eats it away. And then you got that void again. And then the cancer says this is the solution. And then boom.
Yeah.
It's like people who smoke cigarettes. It gets you, it gets you worked up, and then the cigarette becomes a solution when, whatever. So it's like,
Yep.
It's he's just very, very honest, and I appreciate it because it's like ever since Korn has come out, when I first heard Korn, I thought everybody loved Korn because they had such an impact on me, and I'm like, yes, this guy's talking about how I feel, and the way the guitars are and the heaviness, but the beauty of the chorus, especially the chorus. Head is a genius at that, and so that like him and Jim Root are the reasons like I have a guitar, like.
Really?
Oh yeah, like that. Like you could do something that beautiful with a guitar. It's insane.
Huh. Interesting.
But like, I thought everybody loved Korn, and then people would make fun of it. It's like, oh, it's people whining about their problems and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, like I had been through the whole like, I was never a gangbanger. I was never in a gang. I was never in a set. But like I said,
a set is that
a set is another word for a crew or whatever. Like. We were never in that.
Education, y'all.
We were never in that, but I knew all these people that were like mocking us for listening to Korn, and none of them had been through like the shit that we had been through in the few years that we were in that school. Like they hadn't, well, they were smart enough not to walk in with 5 deep in the middle of Section 5.
Right.
Jay knows what I'm talking about because Jay lived over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, shout out to the big homie. Yeah, like he knew about Valley Mob and all the rest of it. Yeah, bro, we walked all up in Section 5 by ourselves, 5 deep, and we had beef with a couple of those guys.
Is Jay like our age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, he knows, like, it wasn't, so anyway, my point is, like, all these people that were talking about how whiny we were, like, none of them were doing the stuff that we were doing.
Yep.
So I was like, you guys are full of shit. Because you guys are soft, like, I know that you guys have problems. You just want to act like you're some tough guy, but I know that you're not a tough guy. Because if you were, you'd have been out there. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody like feels this stuff that Jonathan feels. It's only like a couple people who will be honest
Brave
about.
enough to be honest.
This is how I actually feel.
Yeah.
And that's why I always love Korn. And that's why.
Oh yeah, you have to respect that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and like And that's why Korn fans are like the most loyal, crazy, you know, they'll live and die with them. Like, I've been listening to those guys since 1999. And, you know, that's it. Those are my guys. Because, like, them, they got me through. Like, Slipknot, like, helped me, like, be angry, you know, and Korn helped me be like, okay, this is where you put your depression and your inner conflict and all the rest of it, you know. And it's like, I believe God sent that to me to get me through high school alive. Because, not everybody, you know, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
it's tough stuff. What do you give the song?
Honestly, I'm giving it a 10. I really liked it. What are you giving it?
So many good Korn songs.
What, are you comparing it to other songs? Yeah, I thought we were supposed to rate something as an individual.
Well, the thing is that this song is like an old school Korn song in the sense that it was very guitar heavy. It had the signature melodic part in the chorus, and then the middle was very, very just ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Definitely loved it.
People are gonna talk shit about recycled riffs and all that. I don't care. It's Korn. Korn. 9.8.
Why would you do that? What docked it?
Nothing really docked it. I think I'm just like overthinking it because it's Korn. I'm like, oh, you're just giving it a 10 because it's Korn. And then go ahead and bump it up. It's a 10!
Yeah, it's a 10!
Because it can apply to anything.
I know, and I feel like we're always gonna have people are always gonna feel insane till the end of time.
Well, I was watching this and I'm like, oh, because I was thinking about Homeboy that we saw today.
I know.
I was thinking about you. I was thinking about the kids and the little conflicts they all go through with themselves, and some of the villagers that share their behavioral and mental struggles. So, all right, it's a 10.
All right.
It's universal. That's the standard for 10, right? You put it in the vault.
Yeah.
And then you open it 20 years from now, and
you can all appreciate it.
Everybody can appreciate it. So that's a 10.
Yep.
Sorry, haters. Not sorry. Get it? Sorry, not sorry. You understand? Her name is Sorry. Sounds like sorry. Been out.
Sorry out.
Gone.